Today's shout out goes to Carey Driver. Thank you, Carey. Kumena Tyrant of Orazca versus Rada Heart of Keld, Kenrith the Returned King, and Eili Eternal Pilgrim. We don't have an incredible hand there. We do have Metallic Mimic though. No basic for the Earthcraft. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that actually. Alright, get back into the Metallic Mimic. What do we need here to draw a card? If you control a Merfolk, draw a card. We've got the Mist-Cloaked Herald. We will draw a card at the beginning of the turn. Really shouldn't keep a one-lander, but maybe we try this. I like the Rhystic Study. Let's just keep our fingers crossed. A turn 1 Sol Ring from Eili, so maybe shouldn't have kept the one-lander. Another tap land from Rada as well. We will start things off with the Mist-Cloaked Herald, not getting into a land on turn 1. We'll turn someone's land into an island with the Aquatex Will and draw a card next turn though. Shared Triumph from the Orzhov player now. So they've obviously gone for some kind of tribal deck. Might be testing out clerics because the new Zendikar set is going to release a bunch of clerics, and there we are. So we've got cleric tribal over here. A Howling Mine from Kenrith, so maybe a group hug type deck from the Kenrith player. That ought to help us get into a land anyway. Okay, Simic Signet, that might be something to play this turn if we manage to get into a land. Wow, really unlucky on that front. Okay. Let's go for Aquatex Will. We'll put it on the swamp over here. Don't think it really matters. Draw ourselves another card. Alright, getting into Verdant Catacombs is really good. So let's just get that out of the way now. We'll pull out a tap land. And then we'll swing in at Rada. We'll spread the damage around with this thing. Now, Ancestor's Prophet. Tap 5 untapped clerics you control to gain 5 life. That is a 1/5 cleric. Then Anafenza the Foremost coming in from Kenrith. And now Azusa Lost But Seeking from Rada. And I don't doubt they'll be able to make the lands, and there we are. Be able to crack the Jund panorama for a mountain or a forest. Okay, try our luck. Still not drawing into a land. There's Deep Root Water. Wow, we are not doing well at all here, are we? We have to go for Simic Signet then. Alright, I'm going to swing in at the Orzhov player with the Herald. I'm not going to block with this thing, so I might as well swing in. It might be that Eili swings back in at us as punishment, and that will open them up to Anafenza going in that way, so there's no guarantee that all those events will occur, but that's the plan anyway. Let's see here. Let's get rid of the Swiftfoot Boots, just because it's slightly slower than the Lightning Greaves. Weathered Wayfarer from the Orzhov player now. And then a Selfless Spirit. So 3 clerics in play now, just 2 more, and they can start gaining life. And there we are, High Priest of Penance. So they go down to 3 cards, just seem to be vomiting their hand onto the board. A lot of clerics are really cheap, so that's the problem with them. If someone manages to remove all these creatures now, then they're not going to have too many cards available to them. They can cast their Eili next turn though, start gaining life with this thing. More group hug in Kineos and Tiro of Melitis, so we get even more of a chance to get into lands. A Field of the Dead comes in from the 5-colour player. Even though I'm a Lands Matter aficionado, I'm sick of seeing Field of the Dead at this point. Anyway, we will draw a card with Tiro, and still no land for us. And there we see the first commander of the game, Rada, Heart of Keld, come into play. And they grab themselves a Nature's Law after that. That will bring in an untapped land, so they can still crack the Jund panorama. but instead deciding to go for 3 visits. Now, Azusa going to hit us back. We go down to 38. And when we eventually do get into a land, it's a colourless one. Oh well, we're going to draw another one here with Howling Mine. Now, there we are. Forests. We still need ramp, but maybe we just go... Yeah, we can sit back and not look very threatening, maybe. Maybe Rhystic Study to try and slow the game down a little bit, and we'll hold up Nature's Claim. And then just so that we don't have to discard it next turn, let's go for Nature's Claim on the Anthem. Because I have a feeling that this player wants to swing in our way as well. Giver of Runes coming down from the Cleric player, 2 cards left in hand, and paying for the study. They do have Vault of the Archangel in play now as well, by the way, for some life gain and death touch. Then they are activating the Weathered Wayfarer, because Rada controls more lands than they do. And they grab themselves a Starlit Sanctum, which is the Cleric tribal land. Now going for Vampiric Tutor. And there we go, seeing Eili Eternal Pilgrim come in. And they've got the 5 Clerics untapped for this now, paying the Rhystic Study tax. We did not get an extra card there. Reki, the History of Kamigawa, coming down from Kenrith, so maybe this is Commander Tribal, some kind of legendary tribal deck. Maybe that's what they're going for. Actually made a Reki deck not long ago and I haven't gotten a video with it yet. You'll have to let me know if you're interested in that. Anyway, getting ourselves into a land off of the Rhystic Study. So hopefully we'll be rewarded for sticking this out. It's been a very, very, very bad start for us. And another legendary spell in Shana, Sisei's Legacy. At least everyone else is looking like they are a bigger threat than we are. They will draw a card from Reki. And then with Kineos and Tiro of Meletis, I think, don't often do this, but I think we're going to get lands out just in an attempt to catch up a little bit. And Field of the Dead is online now, apparently. Oh, and then another really good one. Yeah, all 3 players going off and leaving us in the dust. Nyxbloom Ancient from Rada. And allowing us to draw a card. And looks like we've hit a pocket of lands now, getting another island. Yep, definitely in board wipe territory at this point, but as a Simic player we're not likely to get into a board wipe. They play a land and tap it for 3 immediately. And go for a Harrow, which will bring in 2 untapped lands. And they're going to pay for the study this time off of the Jund Panorama. So they'll have 8 mana available to them here. And then they had another land to play as well, so got down another mountain. That is 10 mana available to them now. Ooh, Blackblade Reforged. And paying for the study again by the looks of it. And after that, going for Xenagos, God of Revels, which doesn't enable Trample, thankfully. I have a bit of a feeling that this is going to be coming in at us, this attack. Because we are a sitting duck at the moment. Another land definitely hit a pocket. Now the Blackblade Reforged going on to their Rada, as you would expect. So the power of Rada is going to get doubled to a 30-30 by Xenagos. Oh no, they're not. They are giving the Trample creature the buff, so that is a 10-10 with Haste and Trample. And leaving this at a 15-15 with First Strike. And both of them coming in at us. So we just have to chump block the Rada pretty much, don't we? Another land for us. And let's see if we get yet another one from the Hollowing Mine. No, we get Flood of Tears, which might actually help us here. Because, yeah, we do need to slow things down. Yeah, I think we need to go for Flood of Tears. Let's go for the Misty Rainforest into the Jewel Land. And then we're obviously going for the Flood of Tears. We're going to lose our Simic Signet, unfortunately. Yeah, but if they're going to swing in at us, then we have to do that. We don't really have a choice. So yeah, the bad luck continues for us. We'll get rid of Khan's Bastion, the Surge Spanner, the Mercfiend Liege, and another land. No Cyclonic Rift in here, by the way. I'm not playing against any patrons because no one was available to play, but no Cyclonic Rift in here because I did build it with the intention of playing it against patrons. Sol Ring coming down again. I imagine we're going to see all the same cards come down from everyone. Okay, our opponent leaving it there. Maybe they're stuck on mana. They do get down Hanweir Militia Captain this time, which is going to make them lots of good clerics. Howling Mine coming back down from Kenrith. Kenrith ending the turn with the Shana, Reki, and they've made a land so they get a zombie. And they are going to have to discard a couple of cards here. Yasova Dragonclaw being discarded along with Shu Yun, the Silent Tempest. Now we need to see if the Gruul player is going to continue to roll in at us. I don't think we've shown any threats whatsoever so far, apart from maybe annoying them with Rhystic Study. So personally, I would swing in over here to try and get them to block with Reki or Shana. I would definitely be fearful of Field of the Dead, but we are wide open, so maybe they choose to get rid of a player while they can. Nyxbloom Ancient coming down. I imagine they go for Xenagos from here and swing in at us for 10. Going for Rada first. Then a Lotus Cobra after that. They can still go in for their Xenagos if they want to. They've got plenty of mana for it. Making a land from the fetch with Lotus Cobra will generate a mana. And there we go, getting down the Xenagos. And deciding to get down the Blackblade Reforged, which can be equipped here. Maybe they go for the Nyxbloom Ancient and give it haste. No, putting it back on Rada. Buffing the Rada this time, so they can take us out in one hit if they want to. And yeah, that is what they go for. Kumena, Tyrant of Orazca, versus Sashiro the Anointed, Ilhag the Raiseboar, and Joyra Weatherlight Captain. That is a one-lander with no colours, so we'll take our free mulligan. Alright, that's better. That's still not a good hand. We're going to empty our hand pretty quickly, but we can keep our fingers crossed that we'll make some decent draws. Another land for us. Let's get down the Tropical Island and we'll go for the Benthic Biomancer. I might go for Adapt on that to loot a land away. We can pay 2 to adapt with this one. Scrabbling Claws for Joyra. Time of Need for Sashiro, so I'm not sure if... I mean, it could always be a Kamigawa themed deck, couldn't it? But maybe they're just searching for another Legendary Snake. Or maybe it's Legendary Tribal. You would think they'd go with Reki if they want to do that. Yeah, just going for another Legendary Snake, so obviously Snake Tribal that they've gone for, as you would expect, with the +2/+2 buff that this gives. Alright, an Earthcraft. How about we set up for our commander next turn? We can draw a card when we play it next turn, so let's just go like that and play out a tap land. And then we'll set the ball rolling, we'll attack in Joyra. We'll spread the damage around as we attack throughout the game. Star Compass from Joyra, and then Fire Diamond from Ilhag. And then the creature that they cheated for comes out here at the beginning of each player's upkeep. That player adds triple green. Yeah, that might actually help us because Intruder Alarm will untap our creatures when Kumena comes in. Maybe we can make use of Earthcraft. Let's see. We can't make any green mana with Earthcraft currently. Mutavault won't help on that front either. Let's go for the Earthcraft anyway. And then we'll drop an island to make use of the Earthcraft. So now if we tap that down, and then we go Earthcraft untapping the island, tap down the Herald, and then do the same with the Benthic Biomancer. Then we can go Intruder Alarm, and we'll get down our Kumena as well. So our opponent really helping us out there with their Shizuko. So now we've got a decent engine on the go. Whenever our opponents put a creature into play, or whenever anyone puts a creature into play, all the creatures are going to untap, which is good with Kumena and 3 Merfolk in play because we can refill our hand, which we need to do with so many lands in hand at the moment. Alright, Joyra struggling on red mana but getting down a Felwar Stone. which will tap for red thanks to eedi-H over here. Don't know what Joyra's problem is. Then getting down their commander. So now with Intruder Alarm on the stack, we will draw a card. Let's tap down some Merfolk and get into another land, so it's good to clear that off the top. Then we'll untap our land thanks to Joyra entering. And they get down Barbed Sextant, which will draw them a card with Joyra. We could see eedi-H the Raiseboar here, thanks to the extra mana from the Snake player. And we do see eedi-H, so coming down on turn 3. That is another creature, so let's go for the tap the Merfolk again. And clearing another land off the top. I just played a game in which I couldn't get into any lands. I don't know if I'm going to show that to you or not. So yeah, not doing as well as we would like to here. But at least we've got some kind of card draw engine on the go. Try and wriggle our way out of this position. Now Matsu, Tribe Decoy. Target creature blocks it this turn if able. When it deals combat damage to a creature, tap it and it doesn't untap. Alright, that's weird for green. But it is a creature, so we'll draw another card. And finally getting into another creature in Coupler, Warden of Waves. Let's, in response to that creature, tap these down again. Alright, and we get another one there, so maybe we just cast both of those next turn. Intruder Alarm really helping us out here. And then at the end of the turn we'll go for tapping down the 3 Merfolk yet again. And getting into Coral Helm Commander, so starting to hit our creatures now. And we'll get the mana from Shizuko. Heroic Intervention is actually pretty good there. We might be able to kill off eedi-H. So let's go for the Silvergill Adept. And we'll reveal the Coral Helm Commander. Then we'll put Intruder Alarm on the stack first. Let's see what we draw with Silvergill Adept. Draw into Kosi's Trickster, okay. Let's tap down... Yeah, we'll go Earthcraft and untap the island, actually, in response. And then we're going to untap all of our creatures. Okay, so with that, why don't we go... Yeah, we'll dump a bunch of blue mana into our pool, actually. So we're just tapping down the island and then untapping it with each creature. Typical stuff with Earthcraft. And then we'll throw down the Coral Helm Commander. And this will untap all of our creatures. And then we'll be able to turn that into a Lord this turn, thanks to drawing into the Kosi's Trickster. So in response to that, we'll make blue again. And then untap, tap down the Coral Helm Commander, and then everything will get untapped with Intruder Alarm. Now let's make a bunch of blue mana again. Alright, and we'll go for Kapala, actually. First, we'll go for Coral Helm Commander with green mana. We need to put 4 into the Coral Helm Commander to get the Lord effect off. And then let's put a plus counter on all of our stuff. We'll tap down 5 of these Merfolk. And Kumena will put a plus counter on all of our stuff. Benthic Biomancer, whenever it gets a plus counter, allows us to loot. Mero Commerce is really good. Let's just get rid of the Yavimaya Coast. Someone might blow up our island so that we can't do the Earthcraft stuff. Yeah, we'll go for the Mero Commerce, because it's just even more card drawing plus counters with Kumena. And then we'll go for the Kosi's Trickster, and that might be us done for the turn. We'll hold up the Heroic Intervention anyway. Oh, actually, we'll untap next turn, won't we? So might as well go for a card draw here. Big props to our opponents for allowing us to do this. It's really the Snake player that helped us, or Rhystic Study. Yeah, I think we have to go for Rhystic Study, don't we? So we'll go like that, and yeah, pass the turn. Okay, and unfortunately, this player decided to scoop. I mean, can't really blame them, to be honest. We have gotten quite far ahead, and it has maybe turned into a bit of a solitaire game. Anyway, we'll go around to the eedi-H player. The eedi-H player decides to scoop as well, so yeah, probably will be showing you that game where we got smashed earlier on due to keeping a one-lander. Yeah, without patrons I don't think we're going to be able to get decent games with a deck like this. Alright, looks as though the mono green player is just going to time out. They've gone AFK, probably because they were bored with us doing everything that we were doing in that solitaire section of the game there. I've made a few attempts at recording a Kumena game, and yeah, it either doesn't work at all, or it does work and we end up doing what we've done here. Yeah, it is still pretty early on in the game, and people obviously don't want to sit here and watch us mess around with Earthcraft and Intruder Alarm. It's not really something you can do quickly like you can in paper. You have to click through everything on Magic Online. All we would really aim to do here is block any incoming damage, remove some creatures with Heroic Intervention maybe, and then, yeah, depending on if our opponents get creatures down, continue to draw cards and or put plus counters on all of our stuff, and yeah, I think we would end up with a decent enough army to swing in at our opponents and take them out. But like I said, without any patrons to play against, yeah, we really do need to rely on people that are willing to play it out, and the patrons are really really good like that. Didn't have any luck with that today, so you'll have to just let me know if you want to see more Kumena. This will just have to be some kind of bonus video, or maybe the recording sessions didn't go that well, so you're seeing this anyway. Anyhow, let me all know what you think of the deck. The list is in the description as ever. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.